Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be discussing the North Carolina probate process from start to finish. Since probate is a legal process, it may be in your best interest to speak with an attorney. But to give you a basic understanding, I'm going to be explaining what the probate process is, what you need to do, and what you need to avoid doing so you can successfully navigate through it. I'm Denise Davis, a North Carolina realtor and a certified probate real estate specialist, and I help people who are going through probate or need to file probate and also have real estate to sell. Now, before we start, I need you to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and give the thumbs up a like. In doing so, you help my channel to grow. Now let's dive in. First, what is probate? Probate is the legal process by which a deceased person's assets, his property, finances, and other possessions are managed and distributed according to his will or according to the North Carolina intestacy law. It involves validating the will, identifying the assets, as well as placing a value on those assets, paying off debts and taxes, and ultimately transferring any remaining assets to the beneficiaries and to the heirs. Now, you will want to file probate within 60 days from the date of death. Once you have turned in the paperwork, along with the death certificate and the will, if there is one, you will want to give the courts 30 to 60 days to process them. Now, keep in mind, there is a $120 processing fee. And also, the papers will need to be notarized, at least most of them will need to be notarized before you turn them in. Now, once the court has approved everything and you receive your letters in the mail, remember that this is your proof that you have been authorized to handle the decedent's affairs and to manage his estate. Now, once you have received your papers, one of the first things that you're going to want to do is file a notice to creditors. You will do this by filing the notice in the newspaper. You'll do this one time a week for 4 weeks consecutively. From the date that you filed the very first notice, the creditors have 90 days to file a claim against the estate. If they do not file a claim against the estate within those 90 days, they are barred from filing a claim. So they can't come later on saying, well, he owed us this much. They have to do it within that time period. Now, you're also responsible for reaching out to known creditors. When you file it in the paper, you're doing that just in case there's creditors out there that you do not know about. But you're also responsible to reach out to the creditors that you do know about. Now, you can send them the notice, the same notice that you place in the paper. You can send that to them as well. If there is a creditor that you know is a creditor and you know how much is owed and you plan on paying it off, then you do not have to send a notice to them, but you are responsible for making sure that they get paid. Another thing that you want to do is begin to locate all of the decedent's assets. You want to check in dresser drawers. You want to check in the desk. You want to check in the closets. You want to try to find as many of the assets you can, possibly all of the assets. Because if the creditors start responding and start saying, well, this is owed on this one and this is what's owed on that one, you want to make sure that you have enough assets that have value to it that can be liquidated so that you can pay the creditors off. Now, in North Carolina, real estate does not have to go through probate. But if there's not enough money in the state to pay the creditors off, the house can be ordered into probate and be sold so that the creditors can be paid off. Now, as the creditors start coming forward with the claims, you don't want to pay the claims right away. You want to wait until the notice to the creditors period has ended. Now, once that period has ended, you want to take some time and sit down and look at all the claims to make sure that they are legitimate claims. Now, once you find the claims that are truly valid, then you want to contact those companies to see if you can negotiate with them, to see if they will maybe bring the amount down or even possibly just zero the amount out. Now, when it comes to the claims, you want to pay the claims in a certain order. You first want to pay any liens on the property. After the liens are all paid, you want to pay funeral expenses. After the funeral expenses, you want to pay any dues, taxes, or other claims under the federal law. And then you want to pay any dues, taxes, or other claims under the government of North Carolina. And then if there's anything left, you want to look at paying off judgments, all the way down to possibly paying off the credit cards. Now, once this part is completed, you would then pay the beneficiaries and the heirs if there's anything remaining. Now, if the assets are going to be sold, you will also need to open up an estate account. You'll do this by applying for an EIN number and using that EIN number in place of the decedent's Social Security number to open up an estate account at the bank. Now, whenever anything is to be sold, it will go into that account. You never put money in your own personal account. Everything will go into the estate account. So after the heirs have received their portion, the last step is to do a final accounting. Now, in the final accounting, you're going to show basically what was in and what went out. So as far as the sale of the assets, you're going to show how much money came in. And with the money that came in, you're going to also show how much of that money was paid to creditors, how much went to beneficiaries, and how much went to the heirs. In the end, it should be a zero balance. So after you have turned this in to the clerk of court and any of the documents that they may request, once it has been approved, then you will be discharged from the case and it will be closed out. So I hope this kind of helped you visualize the steps that are necessary to take in the North Carolina probate process. You're going to file the papers. You're going to file those to the creditors. You're going to find all of the assets. You're going to find out the value of the assets. You're going to wait till the creditors respond. You're going to pay out the creditors from the sale of the assets if it's needed. And then you're going to do a final accounting. And once this is completed, the case will be closed, hopefully. If there is something wrong, the courts will definitely let you know, and it will be your responsibility to show them that you did perform your fiduciary duties while you were the executor or the administrator. So if you've gone through probate yourself, let me know in the comments section how it was. Was it difficult to handle or was it an easy process? So until the next video, y'all take care and I'll talk to you soon.